All right, welcome to our live presentation, Doctors of a Personal Injury Doctors Elite Community. First, thanks so much. We are over the 4,000, almost 100 member mark in just a few years. You can see that this has been so beneficial to many of our doctors across the USA. And today we have a great presentation. You know, when you see me on the big screen, I call it, we have a great endorsement coming into our doctors community with a great professional. Many of you have been looking for great products and services to enhance your patient's health and your own health. And today is no different. We're going to bring in Carolyn Summers. Hey, by the way, she's coming all the way from Spain. Isn't this great, to social media, that we can have great professionals come all across the oceans right into the virtual system of the social media. And we want to thank Carolyn for being here. She's going to present to us some great products and services that you can bring into your practices. And of course, for personal injury, not only that, general health care. Carolyn, thanks so much for your time and being here and um, giving us this great products and services that you can present to all our doctors to use for their patient care. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, good morning, Dr. Tony. Good morning, doctors. So, thank you so much for having me today. My name is Caroline Sommer. I'm a cellular health consultant at NUMI, a biotech company specializing in nano-delivery technology. So, today we'll be talking about nanonized glutathione and reduced inflammation response support for PI care. So, my goal here is very simple: show you what we provide, explain how it can benefit you and your patients, show how easily you can integrate this into your practice, and you will be given my contact information so you can reach me directly to assist you with the process. So you'll walk away with a practical, clinic-friendly understanding of how nanonized glutathione and similar nutrients may support your PI patients, especially those experiencing inflammation from accidents, for example. So what do we provide? So NUMI has developed and owns the HydraStat molecular encapsulation technology, which reduce certain anti-inflammatory nutrients like glutathione and curcumin to nano-sized particles, in some cases as small as 10 nanometers, putting them in clusters of ultra-pure water. And the result is a sublingual solution that begins working in as little as 70 seconds. So as you know, absorption is key. And thanks to HydraStat, we managed to reach a 97% absorption rate, which is like almost IV absorption, right? So this is fast delivery, high bioavailability, and high efficiency with small doses. Today, we will mostly focus on two primary nano-formulated products. So number one is a liquid swish and swallow product containing glutathione, known as the body's master antioxidant, curcumin, which supports joint comfort and a healthy inflammatory response, L-cysteine, the precursor that supports glutathione production, and vitamin C for immune and antioxidant supporters, of course. So the product number two is a spray delivering nano-sized glutathione, curcumin, collagen, and hyaluronic acid. So PI doctors consistently use them to support healthy inflammatory responses, joint and tissue comfort, faster subjective recovery feedback, mental clarity, and improved energy, for example. So why does this matter for PI doctors? So personal injury patients deal with two main problems, which are inflammation from trauma and slowed healing due to oxidative stress. So oxidative stress increases following injuries and glutathione levels drop when cells face trauma, infections, or inflammation. So higher levels of glutathione have been associated with, for example, reduction in oxidative stress, improved physical performance, faster recovery, better immune support, increased energy, improved clarity, focus, and so on. So these are not medical claims. They are structure function claims based on cellular processes. So what's critical is this. PI patients experiencing oxidative stress may benefit from increased antioxidant availability, and the challenge has always been oral glutathione does not absorb, as glutathione gets destroyed in the stomach. So that's where our HydraStat molecular encapsulation technology has totally changed the game. So how HydraStat encapsulation technology works. So this is a part doctors usually enjoy quite much. So it turns ingredients that normally take weeks or months into something patients often feel within minutes, because the particles are already small enough to cross certain biological barriers efficiently, like the BBB, for example. This is, again, physiology, not medicine. We're not treating any disease. We are simply like providing nutrients in a form the body can absorb quickly. So I will now hand over to Dr. Luis Miguel Valdez, MD, who is a medical researcher in oxidative stress and part of our volunteering science and medical advisory board. So he could not be live with us today, so we'll have him on a recorded presentation. Then we will hear some very interesting clinical cases and from our founder, Stephen K. Scott, while he's commenting on a genetic investigation on inflammatory markers from Dr. Sotiris Nikolopoulos, PhD, who is also a member of our board.
Now I give you the welcome to the new era that is nanosized glutathione using an instant absorption using the sublingual plexus. And that allows us to have a takeoff time absorption that is 30 seconds to be in your heart, and the heart will pump the 5.5 liter of blood every minute. Having only bioavailable, the main thing that it will be, you will have cellular utilization between 60 to 70 seconds. And that's huge for this way to promote enhancing glutathione method, because it's going to boost like never before intracellular level of glutathione and see faster results. That's what we want, because this is immediately intracellular bioavailability and cellular utilization with good flavor, rapid absorption, and it doesn't have to go through the GI tract and be metabolized by the liver. This is like going through a jet fighter, the latest generation, the F-35 or even new one that is coming. Capture my attention how I start combining full supplementation, not only the switch or the nuclear switch, but never, because remember, the conditions that I'm treating are due to oxidative stress in this important sensory neural organs like ear, but also the brain, and there are communications in between. For the first time, we can have a synergistic effect by combining both. This is the lady that has an accident vehicle, and this vehicle accident forced her to have over 100 X-ray, 29 MRIs, and she developed a significant oxidative stress that leads to unbearable tinnitus, hearing loss, and we helped her with that combination in less than 24 hours after 6 weeks without sleeping. She was able to sleep, to have a better quality of life, and she's very healthy. Conditions like geographic tones in 24 hours after being treated by several ear no controls during 2 years, find a significant improvement. And that's something that I was really fortunate to see personally. Patient that has vertigo, the same thing, 72 hours. I mean, I have been seeing miracles with this supplementation. Tinnitus, that you see the tinnitus handicap inventory that we're 92%, 92 points. This is a catastrophic tinnitus. After 2 weeks, went down to 0. And these are patients that have been helping. This is another significant testimonial that you can edit when you finish this presentation. It's a kid that during Christmas has a pyrotechnic fire burn. Look at this, day 1. I started mentioning that this combination of products and this new approach at the most elemental level allowed me to see results in 5 days. I did it with this patient, look at this, saying 5 days. And when I checked before and after, and when I did his hearing test, thank God he was normal. But this is a very significant and very disruptive way to promote glutathione intracellular and results like never before. For my mom has an accident. I have to flew back to Cuba to rescue her. But in the meantime, they started applying the one that went on to take the GI tract that was switched, and they put it with a cotton over her hematoma. She takes blood thinner medication. It will take they say even up to 6 weeks to see what I saw on her. After 5 days, but 4 of them using the skin product, that's my mom results. That's a significant difference in 5 days. That's why I called it 5-day product. But you saw that we can have it between minutes to weeks instead of months. And finally, I would like to remember that what makes us different is that we're using a vehicle that has nanocide ultra pure water. And the main body composition, 64% is water. And water is invited inside the cell, different to other form of presentations like fat, lipids, in this case, same thing, powder, fetal factors, pills, tablet, etc. And by doing that, we are using a vehicle that is called HydraStat nano delivery. If you pay attention to here, the way to the you measure the purity of water is in mega ohms. The most pure water that we have is the one that they use to clean the electronic board on cell phone, computer, etc. It's 18.2.3 mega ohms. The IV is 18.2, but the one that we have in HydraStat nano delivery is 17.59 mega ohms. That means what we're putting under our tongue is more pure than the one that they inject intramuscular. That is 50 mega ohms. That's very important because we have the fastest way to deliver, not only because we make a significant reduction above 0.01 to 0.1 micrometer. To have an idea, that 0.1 to 0.1 micrometer is equivalent to 10 to 100 nanometers. In nanotechnology, is anything between 0 to 100. Well, we are between 10, that's the diameter of the cell opening, and the cell is actually 100 nanometers. Well, we are between that, even less. And then what we're doing, we are focusing not only the concentration of milligram of glutathione, we are focusing the contact of surface area. Our cells are only capable to absorb through the section that the molecule can touch. We have a 200 times greater surface area of contact compared with other presentations. The nanoside particles, as you see in this presentation that is animated, actually will be absorbed, bioavailable, and utilized by the cell between 60 to 70 seconds. That's HydraStat nano delivery. It's faster hydration, nano particles that have been delivered inside the cells through nanocluster. And because we use water, water is invited inside the cells. That's why we have the most disruptive method to absorb key ingredients have been nanosized, and they're like a foreign force inside the water molecule, taking key ingredients, including glutathione and other important elements to protect your sensory neural organs like specialty ears, but other like the skin, eyes, heart, lung, etc. We're going to wrap this presentation, and remember what makes us different in nanotechnology, that we actually nanosize between 10 to 100 nanometers, making bioavailable instead of 45 to 4 hours, 45 minutes to 4 hours. That takes through the GI tract. We do it between 30 seconds from the sublingual plexus to the heart, and 60 to 70 seconds to be cellular utilized inside the cell. The stretch that is intended with all the ingredients using ultra pure water, also In the method of administration that I recommend would be taking advantage of the maximum peak of absorption of 4 p.m. You can use anywhere between 12 to 8 p.m. And you can do also free demand if you have any activity. Near skin, the same thing, using HydraStat nano delivery. It will help you to deliver key ingredients using this new approach of faster absorption and faster bioavailability and unparalleled cell utilization between 60 to 70 seconds in the skin, which is the largest organ in your body. Neuro, as you know, right now has been created as an innovative product that supports the brain health regarding cognitive function, as key ingredients that support different areas in your brain. Is the only product that has been part of less than a dozen, less than half of a dozen supplements approved by the American Brain Council, including Switch and Neuro. These are the ingredients like antioxidant defense support, cognitive enhancement, and mental energy, reducing inflammation, neurotransmitter support, and cellular blood supply. All of that create a synergistic effect that will set us apart compared with other brain supplementation. Nano reduction, extended surface coverage area, instant absorption through nano ingredients, immediate intracellular bioavailability, but mainly cellular utilization. That will allow us to have swift results, and everything powered by HydraStat nano delivery. And what we're intended with NutriSwitch, Neuro, and Numia Skin is that you feel better, looks better, and perform better at the speed of a HydraStat nano delivery. Thank you for your attention.
Soteris Nikolopoulos, try saying that 10 times. And I'm going to meet with him on May 9th in Greece, but he is a cellular scientist. His focus is on microbiology, cellular biology, mainly genetic expression, because everything in your body, health-wise, is to one degree or another impacted in some time a function of genetic expression. For example, there are 9 genes that he can measure with a unique technology that he alone has. Nobody else in the world has it. It'll be worldwide in a few years. But he can see genetic expression, and he takes 9 genes for inflammation. These are the genes that will determine if you're inflamed or not inflamed, highly inflamed, depending on disease states and so on, oxidative stress. Well, that genetic expression is really hard to impact because it's at the very base level of cellular health. Honestly, it's a level that we've never really focused on, but it's been the focus of his life. His postdoctorate fellowship for 6 years was at Sloan Kettering, which is cancer research and cancer treatment, one of the top 2 cancer hospitals in the United States, and probably in the top 5 in the world, if not the top 2. Sloan Kettering in New York. That's where he did his postdoctoral fellowship, where he was looking at cells, looking at cancer cells, looking at human cells. I mean, the guy is brilliant beyond description. Well, he did a little test on a number of his clients that had been really struggling with issues driven by inflammation. Inflammation is oftentimes the gateway at the causal effect of human disease and illnesses, and at the very base. And he had one lady that is in her 70s, and she has had a miserable life for the last few years, where her inflammatory genes were either overexpressed, underexpressed. Nothing they could do could bring him, nothing. And he tried for 2 years. She got on NutriSwish, which is a supplement which increased the upregulation into the cells of glutathione, cysteine, and some other cofactors. And guess what happened? her genetic profile normalized. The overexpressing genes came down to normal. The underexpressing genes came up to normal. And it happened in less than a month. That had never happened. He couldn't believe it. This woman, he has worked with this woman for 2 years to no avail. Was it our product? No, it's glutathione. But the glutathione was delivered to the cells by our product. Because we have a unique delivery system called HydraStat that nobody else in the world has, and it's a way we encapsulate molecules with water molecules to keep the particle size so tiny it'll absorb right through the mucosa, in the cheeks, venous cavity under the tongue, and even the esophagus on the way down to the stomach. And it's like I say, biggest breakthrough of my life. But now we realize we're impacting people at a genetic level. And he made the statement to me, I won't tell you the number, but it was a huge number. He said, I'm convinced you are impacting positively. And he told me how many genes. And it was mind-boggling. Now, we already have one scientist in Greece who has done some genetic testing. And his tests are unique or novel in that they can quantify the changes in output of the genes. Is it overexpressing? Is it underexpressing? Is it expressing in the normal area? And then he can watch if something changes that. Thankfully, when it comes to the inflammatory genes, and I'll read these to you real quick. You can write them down if you want. This is not being recorded. I guess we are going to be on Facebook, but these are the...
Yeah, I was going to say, Steve, we are live on and playback.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to give any medical results. That qualifies as what's called structure function. But here's the genes that he looks at for inflammation. COX-2, tumor necrosis factor alpha, transforming growth factor beta, nuclear factor NF kappa beta, interleukin 1 beta, interleukin 6, interleukin 8, interleukin 10, interleukin 12 beta, and PGP, which is P-glycoprotein. Now, impacting those genes makes a big difference in how you perform from the time you wake up till the time you go to bed. And good news, so far with the clients that he's measured this, that he has put onto our program, we have made an incredibly positive impact on all these genes and some other ones, including a couple in particular that are very hard to modulate and mediate. And yet he's seen that in a very, very big way. And the expressions and the outcomes of those genetic expressions being impacted has been phenomenal. Things that he is so excited. He said, you know, I could get this published tomorrow. That's how big of a breakthrough we have. Well, we know it. We have seen it over and over again. So what really do we have? We know we have a great medical board, and Dr. Nikolopoulos is on because it's a science and medical board. And he was on liposomal glutathione for a long time. Bought the most expensive, highest grade liposomal glutathione on the market. It's from Germany. And he said he almost never felt anything, but he knows that glutathione does something for his body. And even if he gets a little bit, that's better than nothing, was, I guess, his thinking. Then somebody gave him our product, one of our Numi family members, and guess what happened? Instantly, within minutes, he felt the difference. And within 2 weeks, he saw the difference in a very big way, not only in how he felt, but how he performed in his workouts. His workouts became more effective, more efficient, more productive, which means you lift more weight, or you run faster, or you run for a longer time, and so on. All that happened. So he then decided to look into our technology. When he saw our technology, he understood what made us difference, and he put some clients on our product. He measured their genetic outputs with different genes, usually the inflammatory genes and a few others. And then at the 14-day mark, at the 21-day mark, at the 8-week mark, he would take readings to see what had changed. The results were beyond imagination, not only in the readings, but in the performance levels and the quality of life. That's a good one we can use. The quality of life levels. One lady was in her 70s, and he has been working with her for years to no avail on modulating. He said she was just riddled with inflammation from all of these genes, and nothing he did could mediate those. In 8 weeks, guess what happened? They were all normal. And she was like a brand new person in her mid to late 70s. But anyway, that may not sound like much, but it is so huge. I can't even tell you. In fact, it's reminded me, we talked on, today's Thursday, so we talked on Tuesday. Now he's 9 hours ahead of me, so it was what time? I think it was, I can't even remember. It was morning time, my time. It was bedtime for him. And he said, I keep telling you, Steve, this is so much bigger than you have ever imagined.
So we are now back to the rest of the presentation. Amazing, right? So now we'll be digging into the practicalities. And let's start with the benefits for your practice, actually. So here's how PI clinics do use our glutathione sublingual solution in real life. First of all, it supports your clinical goals. It helps patients support a healthy inflammatory response, supports joint comfort, antioxidant levels, energy focus. It supports tissue recovery after exertion, for example. So of course, that boosts fast experiential feedback. So because patients switch it for 30 seconds, many will report, for example, feeling more relaxed, clearer, feeling less post-accident tension, feeling more mobile, energized, feeling less pain. So this rapid feedback increases compliance dramatically. It also offers a very simple implementation with no workflow disruption. So PI offices may integrate it by giving samples, having the patient switch before therapy, allowing patients to purchase ongoing supply. So that fits easily into, for example, chiropractic, physical therapy, pain management, regenerative medicine, integrated medical clinics, etc. So now let's see about revenue, the revenue stream for the practice. So there are two options here. Doctors can either have product stock in their clinic and sell thanks to our USA and Canada professional reseller program, which is allowing for margins up to 50%. This is available from one case, which is 12 bottles, under the HydraStat brand, and this is Swish 30 and Primaskin products. Or the doctors can allow patients to order online through the clinic's Numi link. So this is under the Numi brand and NutraSwish and Numi Skin products. This lets clinics generate recurring revenue without extra staffing or extra time. So how do patients use it? So during a visit, the patient will take one capful, swish around 30 seconds or more, swallow, and then the patient will continue with treatment. For a home protocol, the typical is 10 ml a day, adaptable depending on comfort and needs, right? So compliance is high because it tastes mild and it works quickly. How to integrate this into your PI practice? So this implementation is simple. Basically, you offer it to your patients as a support tool, explaining that is supporting their body's healthy inflammatory and recovery processes. You may provide, for example, a sample during the first visit or just recommend it. Patients will follow your guidance and will be reporting their daily changes in energy, comfort, mobility. Normally, they're very happy to share. And you may either let patients reorder themselves online or have them buy the product directly in your clinic. So most clinics see an immediate improvement in patient satisfaction, patient compliance, trust, engagement. So your clinics will be enjoying both clinical and financial results and benefits, obviously. So now we're getting to an end of this presentation. So Dr. Tony, I wanted to thank you again for allowing me to share this amazing opportunity to your community. And again, our goal is to help you support better patient outcomes, improve recovery experiences, add a simple science-based wellness tool, and create additional practice revenue. So of course, we can provide additional training, patient brochures, for example, in PDF or digital visual education links. So thank you again for your time, and I'm very looking forward to working with you and your community.
All right. Thank you so much, Carolyn. And doctors, if you came on a little later, we're talking with Carolyn Sommer. If I said that right. Great
Yeah.
professional she has presented in this products and supplements, Numi. And yeah, the thing I wanted to talk to you about is how to bring it into your practice a little bit as a doctor. A lot of you do the evaluations and the normal traditional exams on the patients when they come in for accidents or falls in your personal injury cases. And now you relate to them their treatment plans, which is, traditional physical therapy. Now you can bring in this great supplement that will be absorbed into their body, the bloodstreams, as the doctor Luis has mentioned. Fast absorption in the bloodstream and for the immune system. Of course, we can't say cure, but definitely helps your own body's natural effects that heals the body, as you have seen with his. I loved his excitement in his voice. He was very excited about how the results came on, and that's always a pleasure to see that. And doctors, you have the patient either pay for the supplement, but they will get reimbursed by their settlement with the attorney or the third party insurance company by fault, or you can hold it on account and get paid with the settlement. So it's 100% paid for. I would have to say you have to document it that this is related to the accident case and need it for the treatment plan. And that's where it ties into the accident. And that's pretty much what personal injury is. It's usually somebody else's fault. They're texting, hit you from behind, you have a neck injury or a back injury, you got to be treated. You get treated, stabilized with different traditional therapies and supplements. And voila, you get hopefully back to 100% and back to normal life. And everybody's happy and get paid for, and life goes on. So I want to thank Carolyn for being here and the great services and supplements she's doing out there for the healthcare field all over the world. And we will have everything posted to contact her so you can set up an account to order the supplements, and she can go over more things, as she mentioned, to give you more education. But this was a great presentation from these two great professionals, and we want to thank her for bringing those videos in with that education. All right. Do you have any more to add before you take off and end your day there in Spain?
Well, no, that was really my pleasure. And I want to say something important here. This is actually not my business. This is not my job. This is not my position. This is my life mission. Because here we're changing lives and saving lives even. So I'm most grateful. Thank you, Tony.
All right, thank you. And that was Carolyn Sommer. She's a professional life changer and health hunter. Hey, I love that term. So, all right, with that, we're going to let our doctors get started. Actually, here it's a Monday morning in their patient round, so we're going to have this posted live into our community. Carolyn will be part of our doctors community as a member, so you can have her answer any questions and make comments with her, and she will be floating around providing these services, and you can contact her. All right, with that, Dr. Tony, your administrator and founder, let's get this week going, make it happen. You all stay healthy, and we'll see you on the PI Doctors Elite community. Carolyn, thank you so much again. Stay healthy over there, and we'll see you in the community. All right, this session is now ended. Thank you so much.